Video editing can be so frustrating, especially when you're just starting out or aren't sure which button does what. If you want to make your video editing easier, then listen up. This video series was made just for you. Hi, I'm Steve from Click Edit. Thanks for joining me, and a big welcome if this is your first time watching. This is the first video in my Video Editing for Beginners series. Today's focus is on what I think are the most important building blocks of video editing. I'm talking about being able to trim and slice your videos properly. If you don't get these core skills right, then maybe your YouTube video won't be as engaging as it could be, or that design project might not connect with your audience as well as it could. Okay, let's start off by checking out our end goal, or what we hope to achieve from this tutorial today. We're going to trim and slice this 15-second video back to just 7 seconds, and I think you'll be amazed at how simple it is to do. Before we continue, I'll quickly explain trimming and slicing. Trimming usually refers to shortening a video by taking off bits at the start or end of the clip. In just a moment, I'll show you two really simple ways to trim. Slicing is similar to trim, but instead of taking off the end bits, we're now making a cut within the middle section of the video clip. Slicing is also known as cutting or splitting, and is usually depicted by a razor blade icon, a pair of scissors, or the split icon I'm showing you now. Multiple cuts can be made, which allows you to move or delete each piece. This is a great way to cut out the bad bits of your video, such as mistakes or boring parts. You now have the option of putting a transition between the two clips, or if you butt them up against each other, it's just a basic cut transition. To demonstrate trim and slice, I'll be using Shotcut, one of the best free video editors for beginners. If you want to join in and practice yourself, I'll leave links in the description for both the video clip and for Shotcut. Okay, now let's try the first method of trim, which I like to call in and out, because it's using in and out points, also known as start and end points, to determine which part of the video you want to keep. This is usually done by using a slider in a dedicated preview or trimmer window. In Shotcut, you simply click and drag the slider to mark out the start and finish of your trimmed video. Once you're happy, drop your trimmed video onto the timeline. In this case, I'm using the overwrite button. If we replay our trim video on the timeline, we can see that we've cut out the delay at the start. The photographer comes straight into the shot, takes some amazing photos, and as soon as she leaves the shot, the video finishes. Now if you thought that was easy, wait till you see the second method of trim. I call it the click and drag. This time we'll be using the timeline to trim, so if you haven't done it already, click and drag your untrimmed video onto the timeline. Use the playhead to mark out where you want your video to start, then simply click and drag your video to the marker. Everything before the marker is automatically trimmed off. Now let's move the playhead to mark the end of the video. Then we simply click and drag and our video is trimmed. If you're getting something out of this tutorial, be the first one in line to see the next video by subscribing to Click Edit and putting your notifications on. I really do appreciate your support. Now let's get back into it and check out our third and final method called slice. Depending on your program, slice might also be called cut, razor, or split. We start out with our video clip on the timeline, and the ends are already trimmed using one of the previous methods. We position our playhead marker where we want to make the cut, then press the split button when using Shotcut. Like I said earlier, depending on the program you're using, this might be indicated by a razor or a pair of scissors. Now we've sliced the video in two, we can use Shotcut's auto transition feature to simply drag one piece of the video over the other. Now let's line up our playhead for our second slice, but this time we're going to do things a little different. We still have 3 seconds that we want to chop off this video. We'll slice one more time, then remove the piece in the middle. Now we'll drag the right piece over the middle and create another transition. And that's it, congrats, you've now reached your end goal for trimming and slicing. We've taken a 15-second video clip, trimmed the ends, made a few slices, thrown in a few transitions, and it looks great. Well, that's it for the first tutorial in this Video Editing for Beginners series. I look forward to your company for the next one.